Hey guys, Supercoach here. Today in this video I'm going to be going over all the round 0 matches. It was a pretty good week considering I'm a Carlton fan. Like, I'm in absolute disbelief over what happened on fucking Friday night, was it? Yeah, I think Friday night. It's just unbelievable. 46 points down to win by a point at the Gabba against Brisbane. That's just unheard of. The old Carlton would have given up on a 20-point lead, let alone a fucking 50-point lead, a 50-point comeback from the Blues. That's just incredible. Can't believe it. Just like couldn't be more stoked as a Carlton fan. But enough about Carlton. Let's get straight into the Supercoach scores of the matches. So first up we got Sydney Melbourne. This was a pretty crap game by the looks of it. I didn't watch this one because I was actually watching the NBL. It was a playoff game, so I was pretty interested in that. But yeah, so I was actually at the NBL. I would have probably watched this over, but I'm glad I didn't because it turned out to be a pretty crap match. I mean, 86-64. Both teams kicked more behinds than goals, so looked a bit sloppy and boring. But starting off with the Sydney Swans, let's go Isaac Heaney, 144. I'm not falling for this. He does this every year. Comes out in pre-season or round 0 or whatever, comes out with a massive score, and then doesn't do much for the rest of the season. All this talk about him getting midfield time and all that, I think he'll get midfield time for maybe 2 or 3 weeks, and then he'll start to go back into the forward line when Parker and everyone else and Adams and all that return to footy, and I think he's done for then. So Heaney, I think, is a big trap. You can get him if you want, but I don't think he can average more than 90 with the role he's going to end up having. Brody Grundy, absolute lock. That's just unbelievable. 139 for him. His break even's going to be decently low, and yeah, a bit worried over the practice match everyone was about Grundy, but this game just proved that he's a must-have this year. He absolutely killed Gorn, as you can see there. So good on Grundy. Then we got Papley. He actually was getting a bit of midfield time, Tom Papley. So that's a bit interesting. But I still wouldn't really investigate in him. What's his price? Yeah, 4 or 5. If it was maybe 300 in the 300k mark, I would consider getting him as an option, as a mid-pricer. But as of now, I don't think he can do much at 400k. Chad Warner, all sides point to him having a big year. I don't really think so for Supercoach just because of the buy. He's in a similar category as Viney. I think they'll both have massive years, but I'm not sure their price tag and where they sit in Supercoach because of the buys and all that really fits our team structure, so you can skip on them. Blake here looks superb, but I'm not going to go near him just because last year, I mean, he had some games where he looked like prime bloody Tom Stewart, and then some other games where he just comes out and gets 50s just like that. So I don't know. He's a bit inconsistent, but if you want him, you can get him. Rowbottom wouldn't touch him. Cunningham obviously wouldn't touch him. Rampy wouldn't touch him. Hayward wouldn't touch him. Jordan, 81's fine for me. He didn't have the best game. Like, it was an almost game for him. I feel like if the conditions were a little bit better and if he wasn't, I feel like everyone was very sloppy in this match, so I reckon as the season goes on, he'll continue to get better, and he's a very clean player, so when the conditions are right, I feel like he can really go bang. But this 81, I'm fine with that. He's easily going to rise in cash, so it's whatever for Jordan. He's still a lock, I reckon. Gordon 77 concerning. You can't get him now after this. Well, you still can. I'm not too hesitant about it, but 77 is just a bit concerning. Yet again, like I was saying about Jordan, it just wasn't really the right conditions for someone like Gordon to shine today. To shine on Thursday night, just because it was a bit wet. Everyone was fumbling, and Gordon's a really clean player. Just if it's not a clean possession, he's not going to pick up the ball. So yeah, was a bit off it. on Thursday. McInerney 76, Roberts 76. He's a lock, an absolute lock. Or actually, I don't think I have him. I might have to get him for Huswade or something, but I think you have to get him. He's going to rise in cash, and he had a really good role. So really liking the look of Roberts. Florent wouldn't touch him. Lloyd wouldn't touch him. He's getting old. He's past his glory days. And everyone else, no one else really relevant here. Yeah, no one else relevant. So we'll go to Melbourne now. Jack Viney, superb game. I'm heavily, like, wanting to get Jack Viney. I feel like he's going to be someone like a Liberatore who was pretty good in his younger years, just like a really good player in general, but in his older years really explodes, like what we saw from Libba last year. He's always been that 500k mark kind of player, Libba. He's never really rising above that 105 average or whatever. But yeah, then we saw last year he just completely exploded and went 116. I feel like that's going to happen with Viney this year potentially. I really want to get him, but it just doesn't fit the team structure, and I don't know. It's a similar price for Walsh, so you could potentially get him as a placeholder for Walsh until he comes back, but I think, I don't know, not completely sold on him, but I think he could go really good if he gets primed in his older years, but skipping on him for now. Stephen May, wouldn't touch him. Petrarca, 108, just a, yeah, whatever score from Petrarca. He did look really sloppy though. Like, I'm very surprised that this actually correlated to a 108. I think he had like 25 disposals or something, which is okay, but I don't know if his efficiency was that good. I was watching bits and pieces of the game and he looked a bit sloppy, so I don't know. Maybe Supercoach just bumped up his scoring a little bit because track, but whatever. McVeigh wouldn't touch him. Salem, you could definitely get Salem. At 420k, I think he's a better alternative than someone like Yo. Um, yeah, he's got a good role, so you can definitely get him. His efficiency was a little off Salem, but a 93 at 420k is probably going to get him in a bit of a price rise, so whatever, that's fine for Salem. Blake Howes is an absolute lock in defence, 91, that's great for a rookie. Yeah, his break even is going to be low. Oliver, 90, 30 possessions and 90 Supercoach, so I'm not sure. His efficiency must have been horrible, but yeah, 90. Wouldn't touch Clayton Oliver until later on in the season as an upgrade target. Tomlinson wouldn't touch. Neil Bullen wouldn't touch. Gorn, definitely still in the team. Like, if you look at his stats, I think he had like 16 disposals, 39 hitouts. Actually won the hitouts against Grundy, and actually had a better efficiency than Grundy as well. So he really should have gotten like a 90 or 100 in my opinion, but it's just one of those games where Supercoach just didn't want to give him the points for anything, so it's whatever for Gorn. You can definitely still hold on to him. There's nothing really to worry about there. Sparrow, 70, got the good role but didn't really perform. Fritch, whatever. Langdon, Windsor was actually pretty good. 58. Well, he wasn't pretty good, but a 58 on debut isn't horrible. And he was, keep in mind that it's hard for a winger to score in a losing side. So if they were winning, this 58 probably would have been a 70 or an 80. So yeah, you got to keep that in mind. Lever did pretty shit. Bowie, Chandler, Rivers. Rivers was horrible. Do not touch him. He's an absolute trap on the wing. And then there's no one really else to talk about. Billings was the sub. Get him out of your team. He's an absolute trap. Can't have him anymore. Laurie is a shit rookie. Don't pick him. So yeah, that's it for the Sydney Melbourne game. On to the Brisbane Carlton game. We'll start off with Brisbane. Harris Andrews looked good, but key defence, so you can't really pick him. Lockie Neal looked good. He'd definitely be an upgrade target throughout the year, although I was very pissed off with him while watching the game. He was being a little grub. Hewitt gave him one in the jaw, but to be fair, he was being a grub all game, like getting under players' skin, just taunting them, bloody giving them some cheap little hits, whatever. And it was just pissing me off, so I'm glad Hewitt did what he did. Neil was being a little shit, so he deserved it. But yeah, we're talking about Supercoach scores, so it was getting a bit off task there. But yeah, 112, you could definitely upgrade to him later on the season, but wouldn't pick him now because of the bye. Lyons is definitely a good mid-pricer in that midfield. I think he's the better option of someone like a Bonner, because when Sinclair comes back, I feel like Bonner's role will kind of be diminished. But yeah, you could definitely get Lyons as a mid-pricer. Zorko, yeah, he actually had a, oh no, he had the same sort of role as last year, except he just looked a lot better in it, didn't he? Um, what did he average last year? He averaged 86 last year in that role, but yeah, he just looked really good. Looked really, really good. Got a 105. Was on like 51 at quarter time, so didn't really do much for the rest of the game, but that's alright. He looked okay, so maybe a decent draft option if you're desperate, but wouldn't touch him in regular classic Supercoach. Dunkley 101, whatever. He's an upgrade target for sure. McCluggage 83. I thought he should have gotten more. He played pretty good, but yeah, again, like Gorn, it's just one of those games where Supercoach didn't want to give him the score. Bailey 81 wouldn't touch him. McInerney wouldn't touch him. Wilmot, Archie, Lester, Rayner, Cameron. No one else I would really consider from Brisbane. Lohman was looking okay at, I think, quarter time. I think he was on something like 20, but then did absolutely nothing for the rest of the match. So yeah, wouldn't touch him. For Carlton, Mackay kicked the winning goal, put the meter to sleep. That's wonderful, Harry Mackay. Fucking love this bloke. So glad that he's going to return to he should return to his prime. So I'm very happy about that. Next up we got Hewitt. Hewitt looks superb. He was getting CBAs, getting everything. He is a genuine decent upgrade or downgrade target later in the year. If this guy keeps on getting the CBAs he's getting now with Doherty out with the ACL, which I'm absolutely shattered by the way. Now that Doherty out with the ACL, I feel like he was locked in to get those midfield minutes. So at 440k, we saw in 2022 that he could score really well. Look at that 111 average with barely a fuck up game. Look, 87 was his lowest score. That is superb. I feel like if he keeps on going without injury, so I'm going to have him at some point in the year. I think he can definitely get an 100 average this year and do really well if he gets all the CBAs. So yeah, I really like Hewitt. Definitely not a starting pick, but later on in the year, heavily consider him if he keeps on getting CBAs. Akers 101. Seriously don't know how he got this score. Usually Supercoach just hates Akers and just doesn't want to give him anything, but today they were being generous. After fantasy gave him a 69 for 22 possessions and I think like 60% efficiency. Supercoach decided to give him a 101, so good on you Akers, but definitely not an option. McGovern, uh, he looked good. He looked really good. I wouldn't be surprised if he went 90 plus this year, McGovern, but yeah, not an option to start here. 448k is just a bit too much for him. Newman, looked pretty shit actually. I was very surprised that he wasn't up to the 2023 Newman standards, but as the game went on, he got better and better. So maybe that was just returning to proper footy. He was a bit bedazzled. Needed a while to really soak it all in and get back to his best, kinda. And still pushed out a 93, so it's not the end of the world. That's alright from Newman. Chera 92. Wouldn't pick in until later in the year. Looked okay. Young boy Cripps looked really good. I don't know what happens with Cripps. Maybe he just handballs too much, but yeah, he gets really robbed off Supercoach scoring. Fogarty, Curnow, Cunningham. Williams was superb. I don't know how he got a 73. He should have gotten at least an 80. He looked really good in the match. He was one of our best players in my opinion. And yeah, coming back from an ACL, this is more than enough from Zach Williams. Well done. Sard 69 played more lockdown on Charlie Cameron and did really well. So not much to worry about there. Just played lockdown in that match. Jack Carroll is an absolute stunning rookie. He went on as a sub at halftime, I think, after halftime, and managed to push out a 65 in one half. If this guy played the full match, he would have gotten a 120 for sure. This guy could be a lock as a rookie in the midfield. Someone like a Sharp doesn't go too well or something, or just someone fucks up in the midfield, you can easily go to a Carroll for some easy cash gen. No one else really to talk about from Carlton. Yeah, that's basically it. Going on to the Gold Coast Richmond match. So this was embarrassing from Richmond. Their prime is 100% over. That's for sure. But yeah. Let's get straight into the scoring. Matt Rowell with 137 looked superb. 20 clearances, 26 effective disposals out of 33. This guy looked back to his best. I think I said in my pods video that this guy was going to get back to his absolute best with a full preseason and go bang, and I think he will. I think he is a 110 plus average lock. You could definitely pick him up after his early buy. Flanders 124. Oh, what was I going to say about Flanders? Yeah, he's a lock. A bit scared off from preseason, but must have not been trying. Got a 124. In round 0 looked really good, so nothing really to worry about there. He's still a lock. Well, actually, I don't think I have him. I think I got Jackson instead of him, but I might get Flanders back and just get Naismith as a playing R3. But, yeah, not completely sure yet. Powell 123, looked good in defence. He's ready for a breakout year. Anderson 122, looked good. You could pick him later on if you want. Miller looked really good again. Wits looked good. No one from Gold Coast looked really bad. Like, everyone, look how many players went 100 plus. That looks really good. Fiorini looked really good. Not really an option, but just someone that looked really good. Ballard, Buderick, I'm heavily considering in the back line as a mid-price sub, but don't know. And there's no one really else to talk about. Sexton was superb. 73. Don't know how it got to a 73. And he had like an 88 or something in fantasy or something like that. But, yeah. He's still a lock as a rookie. No one else to talk about. Is Orland a... yeah, 137k. You could get Orland if you want. 41 isn't it like end of the world score, but I wouldn't really... I'd wait another match to see if he's really worth it, Orland. No one else from Gold Coast to talk about. Jaden Short, 130. For me, he's going to be my pod pick of the year. There's always that one play you got to start that is going to be like your pod, or your wacky pod to start the season off. And mine's not really wacky, but it's just like a pod that I think is going to score really well. And that's Jaden Short. I've heard lots of great things, only good things about his preseason. Looked really good in this match. I am really expecting big things for Short this year back in his defence role. Vlosten 118, had a lot of kickouts, so yeah, whatever. It's just a score that's going to come with lots of kickouts. Hopper 97 looked really good. He definitely looks a lot better than last year. Looks healthy, looks fit, looks fine. Prestia looks good. Naismith, if you can get him, yeah, you can definitely get him as a playing R3. 93 is not a bad score by any means. Gibcus, definitely a rookie that's gettable in defence. I think I might have to get him too. I've got to do some tinkering with my team after I finish reviewing these games because I've got a few people I need to get in. Seth Campbell looked amazing as a forward rookie. Shy Bolton, played too much forward, wouldn't touch him. And then everyone else, Rioli was shit. Taranto was horrible. Stay away from him. Banks. Baker was terrible. He's a big trap. Thompson Dow's a massive trap. Do not touch him. Samson Rose just horrible. So that's basically it for Gold Coast Richmond. Then we got GWS Collingwood. Wait, hold on, guys. Before I get into this game, I just need to do something real quick. It'll be 2 seconds. Sorry about that, guys. I'm back. So Tom Green went absolutely bang against Collingwood. Looked really good. He's 100% locked in my team. He's the one opening round guy that's got a buy in round 2 that I'm really wanting in my team. And this 132 has just confirmed it. Like, what a gun. I wouldn't be surprised if this guy went to the Brownlow. He's locked in for my team 100%. Lucky Ash looked good at halfback. I wouldn't be surprised if he started to go nuts this year as well. Yeah, good on him, but wouldn't start him by any means. Hogan looked good up forward. Cornelio looked okay in the midfield. You can get him if you want later on the season, but not sure about starting him. Wouldn't start Briggs. Looked like he got injured as well. Supercoach is very kind to him considering he didn't have the best match. Whitfield looked really good at 33 touches. That's amazing. Not sure how it correlated to 108. Should have got a high score. Cullen Brown kicked 5. He's ready for a breakout season. Himmelberg 101. Yeah, you can get him if you want. Playing fully defense. Trained there all pre-season. Took all the kickouts. Looked okay. Harry Himmelberg. You can get him if you want. He's a better option than Yo, I reckon. Josh Kelly 97. Yeah, not an option. We could see that he can rack up the ball, but his Supercoach scoring days are over, I think. Look here. Yeah, his good Supercoach scoring days are long gone, I reckon. Nick Hayes 87 looked like he's returning to his best, so that's good for GWS. Connor Iden looked good. Brent Daniels looked amazing actually. Sam Taylor looked good in defence. Toby Green, don't pick him. He's a trap. Playing too much forward time and didn't even look that good against Collingwood, to be honest. Cadman, definitely a good rookie option up forward. Although, probably should have gotten a better score considering they scored 18 goals in this match. Bedford, Buckley, where's a decent option. Thomas as well, but wouldn't start them in your team 100% unless you're certain that they're going to get a big score in the next game. And everyone else is just shit and irrelevant. And then Collingwood, not much good to talk about here. They were just shit in general. Darcy Cameron's a positive. He looked really good. You can get him in draft or something if you want. Nick Dacos, 131 lock. Not much to say there. Josh Dacos looked good on the wing. Braden Maynard, Sidebottom, Lipinski, Quine or Chris. No one else really to talk about. Don't get Tom Mitchell. His glory days are over. Pendlebury, his glory days might be over as well. Wouldn't get either of these guys. Schultz, pretty shit debut for Collingwood. Yeah, everything just went shit for Collingwood. DeGoey can go and get fucked. And yeah, nothing. Oh, Mason Cox, you fucking bum. I loved how he fucking went over to the other team in their warm up and then gets absolutely bummed in the actual match. And it looks like a fucking idiot, so I'm glad they got pumped. Mason Cox is a cocky fucking idiot. I mean, who does he think he is? He's been in the AFL for some time now. He's always been a fucking shit player, never been that good. Just came from America and now thinks he's the shit, so he can go and get fucked. Noble was a sub, that's sad for him. Johnson was horrible. So yeah, that's basically it for all the matches. And now to go into my team for a little team update. This is how I'm looking. but I've got to change some things. So I'm gonna get rid of Husway, and I'm gonna go to Roberts. So Roberts, Matt Roberts there, and everyone here I'm pretty happy with. I'm gonna go from Livingstone to Naismith, or unless. Nah, where's Naismith? I'll just get Naismith as a playing R3. I could get Jackson to move him up and stuff, but I'm doing that on my other accounts, so there's no point having two accounts doing the same thing, same strategy. Oh, wait, no, I do have Jackson. Trying him out for Flanders. Where's Flanders? And my thing is just glitching. It's wonderful. Oh, there's Flanders, so I'll put Flanders in there. He's locked in. 1598, yeah, that's a shit bloody projection. What can we do now? So, I'll probably upgrade. Should I upgrade? I'm gonna get rid of Harms, because I don't really trust him. I'm gonna go for a rookie. If this fucking thing's so slow all the time, I don't know why my Supercoach is like this. Gonna go for. Who's the guy I was thinking of picking? Yeah, I think it was where's he at? Seth Campbell. He's gonna be on my bench with Cadman, and Wilson could come on field. So then what we can do, get rid of Sheasel, because I'm not quite sold on Sheasel yet. He might not get a good role. Get in Dan Houston, because I really like him at the Adelaide Oval. His past scores at the Adelaide Oval. And then, what was I going to do now? I can go Nick Martin or Wines. I'll get rid of Wines. I could go with who can I pick? I'm actually going to go with Rosie. A bit bold here, having both Butters and Rosie in the same team, but I don't know. I have a good feeling about Rosie. I feel like Rosie and Butters can both score well, being in the midfield together. So yeah, I like them both as options. I'm not completely sold on it though, so things could change after this video. This is definitely not my final team before round 1, but this is just the team update of how it's going now. This is everything that's going on. So yeah, I've gone a bit potty. I've gone with Houston, Shorts. I'm not sure if Houston's a pod anymore. I think he's like 10% owned, but I've gone Shorts, Rosie. I think he's a pod. Basically, I haven't gone that potty to be honest, but Short and Rosie are the two pods in my team that people will probably be surprised with, but I think they are primed to have big years. So yeah, hopefully the captaincy isn't too much for Connor Rosie. I think he'll be fine, but if it ends up being too much, then I'll just have to downgrade him to someone else. And Short, I just think is primed for a breakout year in defence, just a super year. So yeah, that's basically it for my team so far in the video. So thank you all for watching, and I'll do round 1 final team reveal later in the week. So I'll see you all in the next one.